Welcome to the footy, mates. The men's season is just about over. The regular season, by that I mean. And by that I mean also there's one more game on Wednesday. But apart from that, it's time to bounce that pin. Welcome, folks, to the Footy with Broden Kelly. What's nice about being on the road for the Auntie Donna tour is I keep running into people all across Australia who are like, Footy Pod.
Yeah.
Brisbane, I've had it already. Hobart, Tassie, had it so many times.
Me too.
It's actually incredible. Yeah. This is a Footy AFL podcast that takes itself very, very seriously. We're the 3AW of football.
Yeah.
Where I'm a comedian, but I'm joined by Tom Zahariu, a man who snapped today on a plane, and we will get to that a little bit later. It's my favourite story. I'll say it at his funeral or his second wedding, not his remarriage.
Yes.
Please welcome Tom.
Thank you, mate. Thank you for having me. Wow. Here we are.
Full disclosure, we are sitting here. It is 9:00 at night. Because of the wonderful fixturing, which I imagine people getting ready for work are watching possibly the best game of the round. Brisbane, we're in the third quarter, Brisbane versus Hawthorn. Brisbane, as we sit here, are 20 points up, but Hawthorn is still fighting very ferociously.
But Brisbane being that far up after kicking the first 8 points of the game is pretty incredible, really.
A quick point of frustration for me as well is we are 10 minutes from this ground, and I looked up tickets and it was sold out, obviously.
We could have got some, but,
We had to record this one as well. But let's not get too far into it. I should say as well that this wonderful Monday episode is brought to you by Mobil Supreme plus 98 at 7-Eleven. We love 7-Eleven. Go further. Go premium with Mobil Supreme plus 98 at our mates 7-Eleven. And it's time to go through all those games. We're going to say goodbye to 10 teams this week. And it's time for the last time for them to do Round the Grounds. But if they were movies edition... Essendon Carlton's film was The Fate of the Furious, a shit movie that had very little redeeming features that felt like flogging a dead horse. There was some drama surrounding superstars like Tom D. Koenig was the John Cena of this, but exactly what you thought would happen happened like a Fast and the Furious movie. D's and Pies was Netflix's remake of All Quiet on the Western Front, a monumental tragedy of the highest regard. Pies just edged out the shambles that is the Melbourne Demons fucking football club. Sun's Power was Shawshank Redemption, as there was happy endings everywhere, but the core conceit was a great misjustice being thrust upon us, like the Suns were like Andy Dufresne. North Crows was Apollo 13, as Adelaide avoided near catastrophic disaster against North. They just made it out of there alive. In this analogy, the cold, lifeless horror of space is Marvel Stadium. Geelong Tigers was the Titanic because you knew what was going to happen at the end before even turning it on, and it took 3 boring hours to do it. Also, if you went swimming in Geelong, you would also probably die. I don't know. West Coast Sydney was Marvel's The Eternals because I genuinely don't believe anyone watched it. GWS Saints was Everything Everywhere All at Once by A24 because it was for a smaller market but was genuinely a fantastic watch. Freo Dogs was a Rocky 3. 2 people who were unpredictable but was a fantastic tussle from start to finish. And what's in I'm going to let you say the analogy for Hawthorn Brisbane. Tom, what's the movie?
Oh, God. Mission Impossible?
Why?
Because Hawks have no chance. As Gunston kicks a goal, a miracle goal.
And puts it back to 14 points. Well, I guess it's Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning because Gunston's old like Tom Cruise. Yeah. And that's it. Give me that sting.
The man that likes planes, Jack Payne.
Do you like the way they set up this fixture so that it was these 3 games on the Sunday? Because the games we saw today were all great.
Yeah. And it was definitely calculated, and I loved it. My one gripe.
Give me a gripe.
Why do we have to leave a fucking hour for bounce between 6 and 7 or whatever? Just back to back them. It's too late on a Sunday night.
I am confused why this is a 7:10.
It's for bounce.
No, it's not. They did not start.
They love bounce.
Tom, they did not start Brisbane Hawthorn. at 7:10 so they could put Jason Dunstall's bounce on.
I reckon so. I reckon this could have started at 6 and everyone would be happier.
They did not move the Hawthorn-Brisbane game to put bounce on.
No.
But let's talk about our matches of the round. Tom, what is your match of the round?
So I had Freo Western Bulldogs, and I can tell you straight off the bat, when I was putting out for Malakas and Suvas, there were so many up and about Freo fans, and I think it's deserved.
Oh my God. Freo were mind-bogglingly fantastic.
Yeah, and I think they've just been so up and down. Flake Mantle's a tag they've had, and to just, when it really matters, they did what the Suns can't, and they just put them to the sword. I think 3 goals for Voss, Tracy, and Amos.
I have to walk out of this game saying that Patrick Voss is the best player in the AFL.
I know, he's so fun. Do you see he ran he just ran like a massive sprint after he kicked 1 goal?
Yeah.
It was like late in the game.
He did like a full EPL goal situation.
He's so great.
He's unbelievable, man.
Yeah.
Like
what is Essendon doing?
he's a barometer.
Yeah.
I'm glad that word came to me in the right moment, but he is a barometer.
100%.
Like he was just like physical as.
Yeah.
There was a contest towards the end on the wing where he kind of secured the game because he ran at this contest really hard. Didn't clean up the wing player for the Doggies, but got him out of the contest, bumped him, and then went on to a clear goal that Luke Jackson kicked that really just put the nail in the coffin for the Dogs.
Absolutely.
But the other side of it is, then what was last week? What was at home against Brisbane?
Well, you always say they just fucking are so much worse at home. Because this was at Marvel, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's just something in it. I think there's something in the, for whatever reason, they're just better on the road, away from the spotlight. They have had incredible wins at NG this year, I think. At the MCG, they beat Collingwood at the MCG.
I've got no stats to back up what I'm about to say.
Yeah.
But I think that Darcy, the Freo one, really beat the other one.
Tim English.
No, Darcy, Sam Darcy.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely. Did Tim English not play? I didn't.
No, Tim English played as well, but I just saw a lot of a big Darcy muscling out a smaller Darcy at points, and I know Darcy, Sam Darcy. This is hard because we're talking about 2 Darcys.
Yeah.
What is this, Pride and Prejudice?
Yeah, it looks like Tim English won the hit out cunt.
What'd you say? What did you say that to me?
Tim English
won
the hit out count. But it's an interesting, that's very interesting. That's...
Oh, so Tim English kicked Sean Darcy's ass by your metrics.
I mean, but he probably split the ruck more than Luke, so he probably rucked more, you know?
Yeah.
But I do think the other thing I should say is like Murphy Reid would be an incredible, worthy Rising Star winner any other year.
Yes.
He's very unlucky.
Murphy Reid is also fantastic.
He kicked that one particular goal that was incredible.
My question on the other side of that is where are the Dogs at, though? Because it looks, unless Essendon somehow miraculously beat the Suns on Wednesday, Dogs will be the team that will miss the finals, and that's a big loss. Like if it was going to be Freo, GWS, Suns, or whoever it was going to be, this is a massive loss.
Can I say something? And I say this with so much love.
Yeah.
Bulldogs are Malakas of the year, mate. They have.
Hang on.
They have such.
Hang on. Stop.
Malacca of the year.
Malacca of the year.
Of the year. They have such a fantastic list. They have so many superstar players. They have a fantastic coach. They have no excuse to not be playing top 4 every single year. I think whatever you did to them in that grand final 5-6 years ago, you've just broken this club because they have all the ingredients of being the best team in the AFL. I believe in them every year. Bont is the best captain in the AFL. He's the best player in the AFL. Tom Libbar, Ed Richards, Darcy. Tim English is a fantastic ruckman. The defence has been a bit shaky at times. They have Aaron Norton was in fantastic form. They have no excuse to not be playing grand finals. They as of recording, they might still make the finals miraculously if Suns lose to Essendon. But I think that they're just such a fantastic team, and we talk about sometimes about Melbourne squandering a list.
Yes,
I think this is a massive squander of some of the best vibes in footy in the last 5 years.
Artie, Arthur. There's some young guy, forward guy. What's his name?
Oh yeah, I didn't really notice this, but I saw it on
so good
on Reddit.
Oh, my God, he's so good.
Yeah. Arthur Jones?
Artie
Kicked
Jones,
tunes?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he kicked 2 very good. I love him as a player.
Yeah. Just played 18 games.
Yeah, I feel like he pushes out the guy who's always injured who does paintings.
Oh, what is his name? We should know that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think I've said
Little
enough.
Norton.
Little Norton who paints and has been injured recently.
But a fantastic player.
What's his name?
And the one who pops his shoulder out all the time.
Who's that?
That's him, I think.
What's his name?
Blonde.
This is what happens when Paddy's not here.
Yeah, and he was the one with the 9-year contract as well that Kane Corns hates.
Little blonde man.
I'll Google it.
Likes painting. Was in the grand final. Flew into a goalpost in the 2021 grand final. It's not worth it. He's not even playing. Why are we even talking about him?
Because now I really want to know. It's one of those ones.
We can't derail the podcast this early to go and find. Little Norton is a great way.
This one. Who's this player? It doesn't say.
Oh my God.
We found him though. His name is Cody Waitman.
And people for 10 minutes were screaming that in their cars.
But look at this. Even just going, obviously Jamara hasn't played. Adam Treloar, Jamara, Cody Waitman, Bontempelli. Lobb is a very serviceable player. Riley Sanders is a great player. Darcy, they're just so good.
Can I ask a question? Are you looking at the official website?
I don't know. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think
Matthew
so.
Kennedy's great as well. Oscar Baker was put good today. No, but look, I think you're being a bit harsh, Tom. I don't think
I'm being harsh enough.
I think their time is coming, maybe not next year, the year after.
And that's just too late for it'll be like if they win the flag that year, it'll be like, and where was the other 4 or 5 that Bont deserved in between?
Wow, interesting.
Frasier's so good.
I love that show.
Yeah.
You got to ask me my match of the round.
Oh, Broden, what's your match of the round?
My match of the round is the match that is happening on in front of us now. The Brisbane game as we go into the third quarter. It is kind of devastating that because of the recording, to get this out to people in the morning, to be able to do this show, I just want to call out that this game is going to come down to the wire.
Yeah.
It's going to be the only thing anyone's talking about tomorrow. The win-up is third pretty much. The loser goes down to 7.
Yeah.
The stakes are so high. Freo keep bringing it to Brisbane. From where we're sitting now, it looks like Brisbane are going to win this game.
Yeah.
But Hawthorn, right? Can I just talk about Hawthorn, whether they win or lose this game, are a genuine threat.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
As I'll talk about with GWS as well. This is, if a team is going to win the flag this year from outside the top 4, this is the year for it, because the top 4 aren't... there's no team that is putting their hand up and say we are unbeatable.
Absolutely.
Pat McAfee's at this game as well. Pat McAfee's at this game as well.
I saw him kick a ripper top.
He's incredible at kicking a top. So this is an NFL punter who now commentates for the WWE, has a massive show on ESPN.
Yeah.
He famously said he went for Collingwood a few years ago, but now he's a full Brisbane guy. But that torp he did was absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
But the footage of this game, they just keep cutting to Pat McAfee, despite the fact this is... that's another thing to say. From all the games that were on today, there is a genuine, particularly in the Freo Dogs game, there was a real finals vibe to them.
Oh, 100%. Even Port Suns.
And it's an exciting thing to mark at this time of the year is you watch footy all year, and then when the finals start, you go, oh, it's better. It's so much better now. The stakes have made this so interesting, which is an exciting thing to go into next week once the finals start.
Yeah.
Let's have a look through some of the stats of this game. Will Day is obviously out, but they are dominating around. As we sit here with 6 minutes to go, and McCluggage lines up for a goal.
Surely he kicks this. I mean, they've kicked so poorly. They've kicked 8-18. Brisbane have been by far the better team.
Yeah.
If they lose, it is all entirely their fault, just that accuracy.
But I've just loved watching this game as we're recording this. So
yeah, I've been enjoying it immensely too.
All right, now it's time for us to say goodbye to 9 teams in this in memoriam. Do you like this music?
I do. It's very nice, actually.
Farewell, West Coast, 2025 to 2025. First team ever to lose 22 games in a year. The most amount of times an AFL team has lost in a year.
Yeah.
Richmond, farewell. Very young team. Some said they would win no games. We would get through the first year of seeing a team not win one. But they won immediately.
Yeah.
They actually won 4 games in the end. they did look shit at points, especially this weekend. North Melbourne progressed and evolved in no way at all.
Yep.
Did the exact same season again. North fans come for me, but there was no progression forward in any way.
No.
Apart from beating Melbourne, which at that point they thought they were playing finals. Varley North this year. 15, the Essendon Football Club. Finishing fourth is a compliment to them. They should not be that high. The arse fell out of this team
Yeah.
very badly.
Mediocre, insipid.
Still have a game to play, but finished up with 5 wins. And we're literally playing like guys from the VAFA.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Have the chance to do the funniest thing.
Yeah. And beat Gold Coast and kick them out of the finals.
Yeah.
Which will not happen. 14th. A team that I had finishing like first.
You fucking idiot. And I told you at the time you got genuinely mad.
The Melbourne Football Club. The worst performing team under stress, under a close, tight game to ever play a game of football.
I agree.
If a game is close or if they're up, fear not. They will find a way to shit the bed.
To kick the ball directly to the opposition.
Some of the worst IQ leaders in the AFL across the board.
Yeah.
A group of people who seem to want to lose. And I can't wait till the next coach comes in and says, what the fuck are you doing? Jake Lever, you did it in finals too. Stephen May, Jack Viney, Alex Neil-Bullen did it for a time. He was bad too. But I'm tangenting. Max Gawn at points has obviously done some silly kicks in really important moments.
Yeah.
And the worst part is we gave our pick to Essendon. So they get pick 5. Well, not pick 5.
Compromise pick 5.
But I'm happy with Xavier Lindsay at 11, if I'm being honest.
No, very good. Should have gone higher.
I'm going to play that again. Varley. But the song ended. Varley. 13. Port Adelaide. A complete waste of a year. And I've got the messages, what about their injuries, mate? Cry me a river on the injuries. Yes, you had injuries, but so does everyone else.
Not nearly, particularly in the last couple of weeks, but not really all year. Luco was out, but...
Goodbye, Port Adelaide. At 12, St Kilda. Fucking pretty high. So how many games did they win? 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32. They won 9 games.
That's pretty incredible.
That's really impressive from then. And just ended on 4 from 5 wins.
Which they did last year as well, remember?
What an ending. Congratulations to them.
Yeah, and you take Naz out of that team and they probably only win 4.
Varley, St Kilda. Next year you'll have Tom de Koning and Naz will be back. At 11, Carlton. Your season's over. I don't know, irrelevant.
Yeah, also exceeded expectations really for me. 9 is a good inning, good effort for them really.
But they should have been playing finals in some respect.
they're rubbish, man.
Varley, Carlton. In 10th, and the last team we will say goodbye to for now is the grand finalist, the Sydney Swans, who continued the statistic that if you have the worst day of your season on grand final day, the next year you will not play finals. But of all of these, I feel most optimistic about them, particularly when Charlie Kerner goes to them next year. You cross this?
Oh, yeah.
We'll talk about that later.
They've shown unbelievable flashes still, even this year. Sorry, I burped. Varley.
Give me a sting, Tom. Next thing we've got to talk about is because this is the first podcast that we've had since Andrew Dillon or the AFL gave Isaac Rankin 4 instead of 5. I could, and everyone's talked about this a lot, I can't believe that they went from 5 to 4. I can't fathom it. It's such horrible leadership.
Yeah, I cannot understand.
I think I'm not going to... The only thing I can say is what I've just said is it's horrible leadership and such a bad decision. Jared Waitley's one is a very concise
yes, that was very good.
Breakdown of it too. And Marnie's article about what, pretty much positing that the people that we haven't been talking about is people who play football who might feel like they're not welcome in this world. And here's an example why.
Yeah.
So they're the main people to listen to in that respect. What I'll say, though, is my opinion on this is Andrew Dillon's been in it for like 2-3 years now, right? Yeah. He has, with respect, because I could not do a better job. You could.
No, absolutely, I couldn't.
He's not having a very good run. And nothing's felt. It's a bit shaky.
Sure.
I think he seems like a nice fellow, but like, if I was the board or the board of the AFL, I feel like I wouldn't be feeling very on solid ground with Andrew Dillon, just because the infrastructure things that came up this year, the rule changes, the situation where Laura Kane got and bringing people in
out of control,
and this particularly, this is one that sometimes with footy stories, they transcend out to the wider world. And an example of this for me is I saw it like trending on the Australia subreddit in a way that it's something that everyone's talking about. It's just really, it's a really, 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 really bad decision.
Yes.
Not just because it's the right thing to do to give him the 5. It was the right thing to do to give him 5. But then also, just on an optics level, like if you're a sponsor of the AFL, you're going, why am I putting our brand next to this? If you're Telstra or if you're Macca's or if you're Coles or if you're Amy, you're going, why am I putting my name next to this?
Yeah, after Will Power, they said they were going to increase the amount of time and they just haven't, and they've gone backwards. And
I just feel like if I wouldn't feel comfortable that I would have that they, particularly when you're bringing high names that they've brought in, I just wouldn't feel great.
No, and I think for me, if I can talk personally, it branches out a little bit further away from the AFL too. I'm finding it very difficult right now to barrack for Adelaide in the way that they handled it as well.
That was strange.
I really felt like this is the time not to argue. This is the time to go, we did the wrong thing. We'll accept any sanction that comes our way.
Yeah.
And just the fact that they argued it and it took so long and it was drawn out, which is so bad for queer people when this stuff is drawn out and hyper-focused on. I just really didn't like that from Adelaide either. So it's just like shit for everyone. I don't want to barrack for them in the finals now, you know?
Yes.
And it's so disappointing from so many different angles.
Yes. But that's all I've got to say on that. Do you have anything else to say on that?
No, I think that's my piece.
Then why not give me one of them stings everyone's been talking about in the news?
You cannot do that. That is not on Stevie J.
And as the new segment we've also made, thanks to the 7-Eleven Premium 98 Moment of the Week, thanks to 7-Eleven. What is your moment of the week, Tom?
Yeah, so as much as it hurt my soul, I really did think that the Port send-off for Ken was like pretty beautiful. And Travis Boak as well, I should say.
Well, that's nice you say that. Though everyone's been saying, Tom, that is a fairy tale ending.
Yeah.
I've heard that a lot. Fairy tale.
Yeah.
It was, they ran over you.
Yes, they really did. They were just a much better team on the day. But to stick with Port, I think in particular, like Zach Butters and Connor Rosie having such fantastic games, but then Zach Butters getting caught up in the emotion and saying he's staying in the change rooms afterwards. It's
caught up?
Yeah.
Is that the way you would say it? Because
I think it's been common knowledge that he's probably going to leave, right? And we see Oscar Allen has left as of today.
Yes. He also said, Butters said, I'll be here. I'm staying in 2026.
Yeah. So delaying it by a year, perhaps. See what he thinks of Josh Carr, I guess. But I like the emotion of it. I liked unhinged Ken. You know, just have, like chill Ken. It's a beautiful moment. I think it's a waste of a year. Should have done this last year, but.
Can I start negative and I'll come back to positive on Port?
Yeah.
Respectfully, I thought that was the most frustrating officiated game I've seen in a very long time.
Yeah.
And Dimmer's wrong for calling it out. He shouldn't have called it out.
Yes,
He says the wrong shit way too much.
He does.
But for me, as just some rando, I was really frustrated. That Mac Andrew pushover thing, a bunch of other ones just really frustrated me.
Yeah.
But coming back to it, it's a shame that as soon as coaches aren't in their job anymore, that they become really interesting and really candid.
Exactly.
Because this is what Ken said in his press conference, which is my moment of the week. Genuinely was my moment of the week. Him in the press conference here.
No. I didn't think we had any chance.
Thanks,
I can say that now. Like I'm sitting there going, shit, I've got 6 first years in this team. You know, got a warrior old fella crippled going around. You know, I've got a young kid Ram playing at full back on King, and I've got Alir who's got a rolled ankle and a busted medial ligament and hanging on. And we won against a team who's going to be very good.
So
very good and play finals.
He's more Port Adelaide now than he was, a day ago.
Candid, likable, open.
Port Bogany.
Yep.
But yeah, he genuinely didn't think they were going to win.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't really want to talk about the Suns. So what have you got to say about them, Broden?
I think you'll still play finals and it'll be fine and it's all good. I think genuinely, if we went back to what you said last week, you were like, we're very, it was going to be a hard task. And not only going up against Port Adelaide at home, which is a hard thing at any time, but then also their coach of a decade, Travis Boak, their hero, all this shit, rah, rah, rah. But then also, I think if a few calls you were up with a fair, 6 minutes left.
Yeah.
So, it's fine. I don't think that you're a team who's going to go deep into the finals. I think because your game structure at the moment doesn't lend to that. But it's all good. You're going to play finals.
That was my thing. I think 2 weeks ago I was thinking we might snag a top 4. Now I'm thinking even if we make finals, we're not ready for it, which is where I was at the start of the year, remember?
Yes.
I was like, we're still another year away. And we might even take about half a step backwards next year to go forward. I don't know. But yeah, we're just so far off it and so far off it for finals. We can win convincingly in regular season, but we are just so far off it, and that's just a little disappointing, and maybe my own fault for getting my hopes up a little bit when it looked like if we could beat GWS Port and Essendon, we'd make top 4.
Yeah.
So yeah, just really disappointing. But I don't really have anything to say about it except it's just a typical Suns letdown loss.
If that was the end of the year, you'd be like, well, that's really frustrating. But the cool thing is you've got this weird round extra 24 game.
Yeah, 5-day break.
Yeah, and what I predict will happen, right, is you'll beat them Hardwick, I think, was very hard in the press conference afterwards. And he's not afraid to remember last year, the grow the fuck up, which is now a sting.
Yep.
He's not afraid to do that stuff. No. So he did it after this Port game. But on Wednesday, he will be like, we're so proud that we've done. It'll be all positive.
Yeah.
And you will go into the final series just breathing positivity. And you're going to probably finish 8th.
Yes, which means we'll probably play GWS.
Is that right? Yeah, you're going to finish 8th.
And we lost to them last week in a very unconvincing manner. So
at NG. But in your defence, NG is just Heritage Bank.
Yeah.
So who knows, genuinely.
Yeah.
But I really like GWS. I was just thinking about how they are a genuine contender. If anyone can win it out of that top bracket, I think they are the ones who could do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's that? Yeah.
No. I genuinely because we were on stage while we were watching it. I barely watched the replay, if I'm being honest, mate.
Yeah.
I was that disappointed by the loss. I wish I hadn't have spoilt the thing for me, because I went and looked at the stats and I just thought, this is a game that happens. It happened to us more last year. Our leaders didn't step up. Just from the stats, you could see that our leaders didn't step up and we didn't play a good game. So it was just so disappointing for me. And I hate that I now care this much.
No, that's what happens.
Like I've said multiple times this year.
No, it's nice. It's nice to have care in your life.
It is.
Because it's proof that we're alive. There are moments of great joy and there are moments of pure devastation and sadness. But in truth, all of that, from the highest to the lowest, show that you are alive. And we are only alive for, in this grand scheme of things, a very fleeting moment, Tom. Yeah. We are on this speck of sand in the universe for a brief moment, a brief fragment. And that is why you should be happy that you're going to beat Essendon and play finals in the AFL Premiership finals.
Let's hope.
Give me a sting.
The scenes at the Adelaide Oval.
North Adelaide, I think, was scary.
Yeah,
Crows.
yeah.
I don't know. I think they had a big emotional week where a large, just in a large part they're doing, but also not talking about football.
Yeah.
And North got very, very close. A team who is young and get a lot of clearances, which Adelaide don't do.
Yeah.
Really took it up to them.
Sherry's so good. Him coming back from that suspension and then finding some form, Yeah, he's a big difference maker for them. I think that's a big part of why they were so much better.
They are officially the minor premiers, Adelaide, which is also, worth mentioning.
100%.
That's a huge... Where did they finish last year?
I think 14th, right?
Really?
Yeah, isn't it the biggest rise ever or some shit?
That's fucking incredible.
Yeah.
That is incredible. And they're not done by any means.
No.
I know people say he ranks as their second best player, this, that.
I
They're
think he's
so set up.
I did think he was their best player, but yes, I think they'll be fine. They'll cover that easy.
On the other side, Cooper Trembath. Do you know about this guy?
Yeah, so he was a mid-season draft, is that right? Yeah, I think there's been
Kicked 3 goals too.
A lot of chatter about him. I think he's kicked quite a few goals.
That's one of the great joys of football as well, is finding cool value players out of random places.
Yeah, absolutely. And North have not had that enough. Like, so many of their top draft picks are still speculative. So thank God they pulled one from obscurity.
Yeah. Give me a sting.
Here he is again, the horny one.
Richmond versus Cats was, as I said in the what do you say, right?
What do you say?
But what I will say
yeah,
is Cats have lost. They've lost they've won heaps. They've won 6 straight. Mm-hmm. But they've lost 2 out of 8 against top 8 teams.
Yeah.
And so their run, when you look back at the year, they only played from the top 8. They only played GWS and Brisbane twice.
Yeah.
Everyone else, people they played twice were bottom 8 teams, bottom 10 teams.
Yeah, and it's the doggies thing all over again, right? Like,
what's the doggies thing all over
this
again?
This idea that they're flat track bullies.
It's the opposite. It's the cat thing, because dogs are the opposite of cats.
That's
and they
true.
are rivals.
Yeah.
They are rivals.
Yes, they are, in the animal kingdom.
Yes, and for the affection of their owners.
Yeah, but I do think it's a slight cop-out, right? Because they can't help that they had the softest run home tour finals ever, which
all
they absolutely
all
did.
you can do is beat the teams who you're scheduled to play.
Yes, exactly.
But I don't want to just go and say that Cats have got it easy because I hate them, which I do. But there's something to be said for essentially for 6 weeks just doing training.
Yeah.
In the lead up to playing some really good teams, I think they've avoided injury for a large part. They've been able to get Tom Stewart back into outstanding form.
Yeah,
Jeremy
absolutely.
Cameron's just been doing what he's doing.
So how many is he on now? So he managed 4-4. So what's his tally
Cameron
on now?
Oh, he's done. He's not getting to 100 this year.
He's not?
No, because last week
He kicked like
zero. He kicked 0.
Right, yeah.
And
what a shame.
It's not happening. As soon as we started talking about it, as soon as I said I would run out on the MCG,
Yeah.
it was
I
over.
still think he might have kicked more than a lot of people have kicked for a long time. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He still kicked 83 for a season. I think that's the highest we've had in
for
a
a while.
long, long time.
For a while. Absolutely.
Yeah,
It's an incredible season.
So I didn't have him on the Suva list for later, so I'll give it to him now. Suva for Jez are having a very good season.
What grade do you give the Richmond Tigers this year?
A double plus.
Jesus, no, A double plus, Tom.
Yeah.
Tom, that's what you give to the premiers.
Yeah. I mean, they had so many premiership stars. Their best and fairest Rioli left for the Suns last year. So many stars retired, left. We thought they'd never win again. To grind out 4 and tank 2, whether they could have won, so they could have had 6 wins, is truly remarkable.
That's a fair point. No, I think Tigers fans would be more engaged than some fans of teams in the 8.
Yeah,
you know what I
they're
mean?
the opposite to us. Like, they don't show up when they're losing, whereas I'm like, this is the year I would have gone to the footy most if I was a Tiger supporter.
Yeah, I mean, their fan base is so big that some are just, a large proportion of audience are always going to be hangers-on. Or
100%. And also, didn't their number 2 pick just not play all year?
Yeah, what's his name again?
Yeah, not Lawler, but the next one.
Gibkiss came in for this game, didn't he?
Right, from an
after
injury.
a long injury,
Yeah,
he
yeah.
came back in for this game. So it's just cool to have that, a little quick hello before the season's over.
Yeah, so I think was it Smiley?
Smile, I don't know.
I can't remember, but
Paddy's not here, so we
I
can't
don't
credit
know.
him for that.
But basically, Lawler didn't play that much, and Smiley barely played, and they were still greatly improved and got a lot of games into kids.
Yeah.
So they're going to the moon next year. No doubt about it for me.
Yeah, so Gibkiss returned from an ACL, which he suffered in 2024, round 1.
Awesome.
So good on him. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Give me one of them stings everyone's been talking about in the news.
Anytime, any place, 11 venues. Free smoke wherever you want it.
I've got to talk about something that happened on a plane today. We flew today from Tasmania to Brisbane. We went from Hobart to Brisbane, which is quite the lowest city in Australia to one that's pretty high.
Yeah.
Or about halfway.
Yeah.
And it was a full plane.
Yep.
And we were all in one row. Our entire touring party for this show that we're doing was Broden, Zach, Mark, Tom on the other aisle, Chris and Lockie, our sound and lighting person.
Mm-hmm.
There's unwritten rules about planes. Can I go through some of the unwritten rules
Let's
about
hear 'em,
planes?
mate.
First one being, if you are in the middle seat, you have the worst seat, but you get both armrests. That is a rule.
Yeah.
Another rule would be that... what's another rule?
I think there's stuff about bathroom etiquette, obviously.
Yeah.
If someone wants to jump up, you just jump up straight away and make
100%.
room for them.
Of course.
But that's just human nature,
Obviously.
really. Like, you know.
But the other one is you want a front as close to the front as possible seat, because when the plane doors open, that the order goes aisle people first, middle people first, row one, aisle middle window.
Yeah, correct.
Then the next person is aisle level row two.
Yep.
Middle window.
Yeah,
that is
correct.
the rule. So
That's how it
it goes aisle first, it goes row first, not aisle first.
Yeah, correct.
So we're in row 11 today. And there's a generation of people who are more entitled and more think they deserve more than all the other ones.
Yeah, correct.
And they are called boomers.
Boomers.
And they are the worst to travel with. They stand at the conveyor belt. They go, whenever my bag comes out is more important to whenever your bag comes
Yeah.
out. I get my bag first. Doesn't matter if yours is on the conveyor belt.
Yeah.
They do a lot of things where they demand, because they lived in a generation where there was just everything was afforded to them. Come at me, or write me an email. You know you can't. And then, but another example of this is getting off the plane. There was a boomer today, a few rows back from us, who was pushing in front of our row to get off the plane first. Now, Tom, can I characterize you?
Yeah, sure.
You're not a person who ever complains about anything.
No.
You're not a person who ever you'll quietly be annoyed at things, but you
Sure.
very rarely will you ever call something out that annoys you, let alone confront someone.
No.
You're not a confrontational person. Is that
No.
fair to say?
Yeah, no, I try and be zen.
But I think today you were tired. Yes. And maybe a little bit you had a bit of grump energy today.
Yeah, I think the last 7 days have been pretty intense.
You had to put up a whole show with lighting and film and sound and all this stuff. Very stressful few days. And today it kind of caught up to you. And you were a bit of a Mr. Grumpy today.
I was, yeah.
So we're on this plane. The plane's loading off. And then this boomer behind us pushes to get out in front of our row and get out before us. And Tom turns around and confronts this person and says, you have to wait until we all get off. That's the way it works. You have to wait. And then turns around and walks off. And then that boomer was so, what's the word? So incensed.
Was she?
And so embarrassed.
Did she
that
really?
they said they kind of went under. Well, I don't think that's the case all the time, and was talking about. I was just, my mouth was agape, and Zach was next to me, and he had a mask on, but he was also like in shock.
Because I just marched. I was
And
like,
then,
fuck you.
yeah, and marched off, and then there was just energy of, oh my God, Tom's done this, and I couldn't wait to get off the plane. I went up to the guy and said, did you see Tom yell at that person? It was the best thing that's ever happened in my life.
I finally snapped. That was the straw that broke the camel's
But
back.
I've got to say, when we're talking about it, like you said, don't let you cut me off. You literally went, you got to wait because we get off first. We're the first next in the row. You wait.
Yeah, I was like, that's how it works.
That's how it works. It was more educational or more informative than anything else.
Like, what are you doing?
But I'm just putting a warning out to everyone. Grumpy Tom is here. And you better get the heck in line because he means business. He might passive-aggressively tell you how it's done on a plane. It's particularly you, boomers.
Yeah.
Bounce that sting.
There's no kryptonite for kryptonite.
West Coast Sydney. What can you say? Tom, you've been excited to talk about this game. Tell us why you're so excited to talk about West Coast Sydney.
Is it because West Coast have the worst season on record since
No,
1964?
I just assumed you'd have nothing to say about this. But apart from Eagles were in front at halftime.
Which was fun. I thought
Right?
they were going to do it. Yeah.
They kicked one goal after halftime. They lost by 67 points.
Incredibly.
And they finished the year 1-22. 1 for 22. 1 for 22. That's Ash's shit right there.
That's incredibly poor. They're so fucked, mate. Like, talk about how quickly Tigers have been able to bounce back.
So not only on top
Whoa.
of that, Oscar Allen has officially, or not officially, but it's reported he's
Said see ya.
he's I'll be exploring.
And he's their captain, Broden.
Yes.
That's
yeah.
a fucking disaster. What a cesspit of a fucking club.
Hey,
this place is.
no. You go easy on West Coast. They're good people
I
over
get to
there.
go hard so I can be surprised next year when they
No,
bounce back.
you're not Kane Corns. You're a nice man.
I am a nice
Even
man.
though you yell at boomers on planes.
I love Tom McCarthy. I love Clay Hall. I think Jinby is still going to be great. Harley Reid's going to be fine. They will bounce back. But right now, I get to say, like, this has been a terrible, terrible blight in their history.
What grade do you give them?
This is an F for sure. Like, you've been rebuilding for 4 or 5 years now. You gotta bounce back.
Wow. And then Gordon had 36 and 2 goals. So
Yeah. Look, it's games like this where I get on board with your idea that he is their most important player.
yeah. Oh, well, congratulations. What do you give Swans?
Swans, there has to be a fail as well. Like, not as disastrous as West Coast, but to not make finals after being a grand finalist. I know it's a mental thing and they'll bounce back, but yeah, it's a complete waste of a year with an incredible list.
Give me that sting. We need to talk about an ad. Now, this has roared into the vernacular or into my eye line, into my zeitgeist. Quick at what?
I wrote down an ad to talk about too. I'm hoping it's the same one.
Well, I wonder if you will. This one I am obsessed with, and it freaks me out, and I'm obsessed with it. Okay.
Okay.
The ad is for a delivery service called Menu Log.
Yes, I wrote this down in the Malakas
Who is
about.
not a sponsor. Who is not a sponsor of this. As we know, they do famous collaborations with also grand final performers a lot of the
Yes.
time.
Yeah.
But this one is from in 2025.
Yeah.
They have collaborated with an Australian hip hop group who were big, respectfully, 20 years ago.
Yeah, they were some of the first, Aussie hip hop acts to really succeed in this
Called
country,
Bliss
right?
and Esso.
Yeah.
And this is how the ad sounds.
Did somebody say menu log? Yeah, it's Bliss and Esso, you know what's good.
Oh.
Coming in, repping your local hood. Grab a meat pie, soul gravy. Skip the big line at the small bakery. Chili sauce, you damn right. My local got the best pad thai. Like, woo, woo. What's good in your hood? What's good in your hood? Hey, hey, MENULOG. Data OGs. From your phone to your home. Got them groceries. Woo.
So can I tell you why I wrote it down?
Yeah.
It's 2 things. Because 1, I really wanted to get your opinion on how much money they made. So let's
talk to
jump
that.
into
We've got to
that.
find out. We've got to guess how much money.
Yeah.
There's so much to talk about. Bliss and Esso in 2025 doing the Menu Log.
Yeah. The second thing I'll just say is I was watching the footy and it caught my eye and I turned around to be like, ooh, what is this at first? So I just want to put that out there. At first I was like, oh, this is different and catchy, and it caught my eye and I paid attention. So I think in that way it was actually very good.
But it got your attention as a cis white
Yes.
35-year-old boy who lived through hip hop.
Yeah.
Like why the fuck is... But if you're 15, you maybe don't know who Bliss and Esso is at all.
Potentially not. I think they released an album in a couple of years ago that was quite successful. But no, they're a legacy act for sure. I think that's fair.
And then we can talk more to the idea that Australian hip-hop as a genre is on the verge of extinction, I think. Because
Well,
I think as Triple J
Yeah.
has become less mainstream,
Yeah.
less people get in their car and turn on Triple J,
Yeah.
less people are listening to Triple J in their house. They're listening to things like Spotify or whatever. Aussie hip-hop was the place that bands or hip-hop groups like that were exposed.
Yeah.
But now I think if you spoke to a 15-year-old, they would not have an Aussie hip. They would be no Hilltop Hoods or Bliss and Esso or Horror Show or...
My argument to you would be perhaps we have seen the decline of Aussie hip hop, but we have never seen a better generation of hip hop from Australians.
What?
Like one of our biggest artists in the world is a hip hop act. You
But
know,
you do
what's
Kid
his name?
Laroi, but I don't
Yeah.
accept that because...
But also, there's so many. Like, they're not coming to the top of my head, but I love the guy from the KFC ad. I love him so much. I'd call
Shannon
that,
Knoll?
No. I'd call that hip hop.
Shannon Knoll?
Inspired. Well, it's not really hip hop.
What are you
Get
talking about?
inspired. Oh, do. Gonna get
Oh, yeah.
inspired.
Don't mind it. I
Yeah.
don't know what that is.
It's
I know the
incredible
ad. I know the
artist.
song.
Incredible
Know about
artist.
it. But my
Not
problem
coming to
is, right,
mind.
that Kid Laroi had to go overseas to make a career, right? Whereas a band like Hilltop Hoods never went overseas,
Yeah.
but have a career. And I
100%.
think that's important because in my life, I like to hear what Kendrick has to say about being in his culture and growing up in Compton and hearing that
Yeah.
story. But I also want to hear about what it's like growing up in Mount Gambier.
Yeah. No, totally. No, I agree with you. I think it would be remiss not to mention that there are a lot of awesome hip hop acts out there at the moment. It's just not necessarily the genre of Aussie hip hop.
Now,
do you know?
I want to talk about the Bliss. When the Bliss and Esso guys, they're in orange full tracky matching trackies, right?
Yeah.
For this. Now, I respectfully don't know these gentlemen, and I'm scared enough to think that they're listening because everyone's listening. But
they're 1 degree away from me. A producer I worked with closely produces their albums.
Okay. I'm still going to say it.
Yeah, say it.
They're
nice.
They scare the fucking shit out of me, man.
Yeah, they look like
the eyes of one of them
is like tattooed, I think, right?
They're just really scary.
Yeah, I think there's something
I don't,
on the
I don't know
eyes.
about the tattoo thing, but the eyes, like they have the cold blood eyes of fear.
Yeah, I think they're the sort of people that are really nice, but if you fucking crossed them...
Well, I don't know them.
Well, I know a little bit about them, I guess.
They do hip hop. I know that.
Yeah, because
I know that
friends.
And I know they did a menu log ad.
Yeah, and it's a great ad.
Best pad thai like woo woo. What's good in your hood?
Everyone
like
hates
that.
this ad.
I like the woo woo. What's good in your hood?
I love the whole thing. I don't know about lyrics; they're a bit lame, I guess. But what can you do with menu log? We couldn't do better.
Aussie hip hop's a funny world as well, right? Because I wanna honor the form of like writing and you know poetry and stuff like that. But then also the audience of particularly Aussie hip hop is especially there is a section of it that is particularly toxic mask.
Oh yeah,
and like not
yeah.
all of it. Like one of my favorite groups is horror Kid Solo for Horror Show.
Yep.
And he talks really open. I love him and I love Hilltop Hoods and I love so many of that world. But there is another world that like the audience are the scariest men in the world.
Yeah.
Fucking yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's a funny world that they're the ones that were chosen for this ad. It's just
100%.
fun.
1-4 is another potentially huge Australian act that is.
What
killing
KFC
it.
ad's he in?
I don't know if 1-4. It's a group. I don't know how much. I think they're more like UK drill, but they're Australian. So is that Aussie hip hop?
Woo woo. What's good in your hood?
If it's made in Australia, it's Aussie hip hop.
Yeah, right. Because they're sort of doing UK drill, I think.
Now let's get to how much money were they
Yeah.
paid?
So can I take a stab and then you tell me the actual answer?
Yes.
I think 200.
I think that's probably close.
Yeah.
I think that's possible. I think I can't imagine they went to Bliss and Esso first, respectfully. I imagine they went to another group from Adelaide first.
Yeah, they went to
from Mount
Hilltop.
Cameron, yeah.
And if Hilltop, they couldn't do 1-4 because 1-4 is always in trouble with the police.
I don't know 1-4.
1-4 is that one, the ones from Western Sydney who made the Netflix documentary because they got in trouble. Police kept shutting down their shows and they said it was racist. And I think it was racist that the police kept shutting down their shows. And yeah. But they've also, very serious. I think one of them went to jail as well.
Yes. Okay. But I like the menu log ad.
Yeah, I like it too.
It's really full on. It's an interesting choice.
It caught my eye. Whereas like a Snoop or Katy Perry would not catch my eye.
And I've got to be honest, I like this bit.
Tie like woo woo. What's good in your hood?
I like that bit.
What's good in your hood?
Tie like woo woo. What's good in your hood?
Yeah, I think it's one that's going to grow on me. And then once I've seen it 50 times, I'll hate it.
I've seen it 50 times.
Yeah, right. I only saw it for the first time tonight.
It's a worst thing saying as well is I've been watching a lot of Foxtel today.
Yes.
And Foxtel, like KO, plays the same 3 ads over and over.
Yeah, of course.
Just to say that TV is dying and mainstream media is in big trouble.
Yeah.
Give me a sting.
Because we just love the footy.
Tom, also, the AFLW this weekend was held only to Saturday and Sunday, as we mentioned on our Thursday episode. But I loved watching it. Firstly, can I selfishly talk about my football team?
Mm-hmm. I think you should, because I ain't going to be talking about my team, mate.
No,
because there's nothing to say.
Melbourne Football Club in the W are so. I was watching it, and this is a moment before maybe our best player got injured, and it doesn't look very good at all. Olivia Purcell. We don't have another bad player. Everyone is awesome.
Yeah, everyone's very good.
Taylor Harris is such a good player. She was injured immediately last year with a shoulder.
Yeah.
And she could have kicked. She could have broke the record. The highest, we talk about this briefly here, but she could have kicked 8 in this game, but just if she kicked straight. But everyone's fantastic from this team. Right? Let's do a run through of all the AFLW little updates. Chloe Malloy, who was at Collingwood, has taken Sydney by storm.
Yeah.
And is the new Paul Kelly, the new Plugger Lockett of Sydney.
Coming off an ACL, right?
Yes. So equaled Brooke Loughlin's record for the most goals in an AFLW game. Do you know what the record for goals in an AFLW game
Well, I
is?
think Chloe kicked 7-4, right?
Yeah. So the 7 is the
key. But it was also most in a half or something, because kicked 5 in the first half, I think.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Could be wrong.
So what's cool about W as well, right, is you're going to see a lot of record breaking happening more and more because the quality every time a new team, like a new draft comes in, the quality jumps up dramatically.
Yeah.
Asher Adele from North Melbourne equaled the most disposals at 43.
Which, and compared to the men, shorter quarters. So that's like
Yes.
a 60 disposal game.
It's literally a quarter shorter just about. So
Yeah.
that's huge. And she did the photo, the Sheasel thing with the piece of paper, or
Yeah.
not the Sheasel thing, but the Wilt Chamberlain thing.
Loved it.
Jazz Garner had 30 and kicks 6.
That is one of the, stats-wise, one of the best games of all time, just for men's, women's, any league, right?
30 and 6.
Like, so few people have ever done that.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Aisling Maloney from Geelong kicked a freak goal, snapped it over her head.
Yeah.
And kicked it 30 metres out for a goal. It was very impressive. Taylor Harris kicked 4, as I mentioned as well. Just dominated the Saints. Poor old Saints looked very, very bad. It looked like we just annihilated them.
It was a real round of blowouts.
I did, yes, but I had to
Yeah.
text. Here's the game of the round for them for the W was I had to text Marnie today. Did you see the ending of the West Coast Essendon game?
No, I don't think I did. I thought Essendon was smashing him.
So no, well, Sophie Alexander, hero for Essendon, kicking a go-ahead goal for the Dons. 15-minute set shot in front of goal, 10 seconds left to beat West Coast. They won by 5 points. So it was essentially a goal on the siren from Sophie Alexander. And I hope Marnie doesn't mind me saying this, but they were all going off down at Windy Hill.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
it was very exciting. So Sophie Alexander gets the shot. Go watch the highlight of that if you can. Just awesome vibes 10 minutes from my house at Windy Hill.
Yeah. Can I say a couple of things really quickly on the W?
Please.
First of all, a lot of second game blues for our great debutants last week. I don't know what I expected, but I went to, get excited about them, and a lot of them were quiet, which happens. But the second thing is, and I think this is not, I don't mean this to come at it in a negative way, right? Rather with a positive way, is like, I think Hawthorn versus Carlton just proved that you can't play these games at Frankston and stuff.
No.
Man. Like, they kicked 312 versus 210.
Yeah.
I think I saw someone on Twitter said all the highest ever scoring games for W have been played at like Marvel and those sort of venues. And I just looked at that scoreline and I just thought there's going to be so many trolls out there that go, look at it, they can't play. While Brisbane kicks 8-19, I should just say. And I just think it is time to just like, we can't be playing games at Frankston in those conditions anymore, I don't think.
Vic Park seemed okay. Marnie's talked about the big, massive potholes and flood issues that happen at all these grounds. But that was another game. GWS were up, and Collingwood, with Ash Centra's support, ran home and got the win at Vic Park. And it's so cool to watch at Vic Park. I would love Vic Park, Icon Park, Whitten Oval to be just about the ones.
I think so too. Whitten's awesome. And there's no wind problems or anything there.
It's
coldest, very open.
It is the coldest place I've ever been.
And I heard Frankston was very cold as well, because I did a little bit of digging. When I saw that scoreline, I was like, I'm going to do a little digging into this because that's crazy.
Yeah, you can do a little bit of digging.
Yeah.
Give me a sting. GWS and Saints. This was a game. This is a really nice game. So they survived the Saints. So Toby Green was massive again. He had these back-to-back clutch marks down the stretch into a Darcy Jones goal. Really important. Darcy Wilson of St Kilda kicked a career-high 5 goals. So that's fun. And they got into the 4 with that win. But they obviously won't stay there.
No, they probably won't stay there, right?
Only a draw between Brizzy and Hawks will keep them there. So they are more likely to finish 5th. Which I think is... I would have liked to have seen them in the top 4 again, but they really squandered their top 4 last year. I just want to see them all out, have a real crack and have a think. They're probably just off it this year and can't make a run at the flag, but I always think they're exciting and I always think they're capable of very magical things. 100%. And the other thing I'll say, this is a hot take, right?
Yeah,
if there's any year where a team outside the 4 is going to win it, this is the year. Because when you look through all those top 4 in there, they're all shit.
Yeah, they're all fake,
Some days they're shit.
Yeah.
So like Adelaide,
top 8,
Adelaide almost lost to North and they're shit sometimes.
Yeah.
Brisbane are shit sometimes.
Yeah, have been shit for a large amount since this year.
This game was probably closer than it needed to be today as we sit here. Collingwood, say no more.
Yeah.
And Geelong, who have they played? So there's if there's a year where you can win it from outside of it, this is the year.
Yeah, I'm still really excited about GWS. I think there's a few injuries, but I think they're getting a couple of guns back for finals, I think is the idea. I forget the name of the small
Jesse
forward.
Hogan.
Who's really important. Jesse Hogan, Brent Daniels.
Yeah.
A few big weapons
Bedford?
to come back in. Bedford, and is it... I forget.
I don't know if Bedford's back or not.
Is it Lockie Ash? No, Lockie Ash played today. There's another gun they're missing as well. So they'll be very dangerous in finals. I'm just mad because the Suns will probably end up playing them and we got embarrassed by them last week.
It's very true. Give me what grade do you give the Saints though?
Saints, I think I had them in the top 8 of my ladder predictor.
Yeah.
But I don't think they've been bad. They've been up and down as young teams do. They're keeping Naz. I don't think they should get TDK, but if they do, then great.
They get him. They've got him.
Then I think that's a huge coup for a club that has probably used to having more people leave than stay. So I give them a B or a C, I think.
Yeah, fair enough. Let's jump straight to the Carlton Bombers game because that's the biggest story from this game when I was watching it.
Yeah.
Is after the game, on some like candid phone footage, I don't think it was official Carlton footage.
Sure, because I never found this when you told me about it.
TDK was standing with a frame that had been gifted to him. Everyone was standing around. He was making a speech and said, nice. He was just saying pleasantries and then said, good luck with everything going forward.
So he's gone. Everyone knew it.
Well, that's reading between the lines what it feels like, but it felt like Carlton, like when let's rise above the bullshit and just say, thank you so much for all your work. We know you're going. Here's a framed picture of Carlton stuff.
Yeah, and I do hate this idea that it has to be secret. Like, I like the idea that we can be a mature place where you can say, hey, guys, I'm probably going to leave at the end of the year. Our season's done. I just want to let you know.
Yeah.
Although it is illegal.
It's not illegal if your contract's ending.
Right.
So it's illegal if Tom, you're contracted to the Footy with Broden for 5 years.
Yep.
And then Zach and Mish come up to you and say, hey, if you break your contract, we'll give you this deal.
Yeah, sure.
That's illegal because he's trying to coax you to break a contract.
We're negotiating outside of the trade.
But if your contract's ending with me, you're very open to go and talk to Zach and Mish about
whoever,
hey, go and do that shit podcast.
Sure.
Why would you though? This is a better podcast.
Yeah, 100%.
You wouldn't, would you?
No, absolutely not.
But Francis Evans, they've got some guns coming through who they've picked up here or there, and he's a gun, and Carlton should stick with him.
Yeah, especially the last few weeks, right? Yeah.
Here's the worrying side, though, right?
Yeah.
It's becoming more and more prevalent rhetoric, or more prevalent spoken stuff. Mm-hmm. Curnow is heavily linked to the Sydney Swans. And usually you go, he's in contract and Carlton aren't going to move him in this and that.
Yeah, because he was also with Suns for a bit, right? Like a week he was talked about going to the Suns.
But what worries me about the Swans, right, is when they do this, it happens.
They get shit done, 100%.
Like they are such classy is not the right word because he's in contract. They are such efficient operators.
And like super secret spies, tight ship, no leak. So even this leak is interesting, because usually they don't.
But they're the one place that I go, well, they'll make it happen. If Curnow wants to go to Sydney, they'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But you'd have to do it for Isaac Heaney, Chad Warner, or Errol Goulden.
Yeah, and they won't get that, obviously.
So what do you do? What do you get if you say Curnow wants to... How many more years has he got in his contract?
Well, that's the question. I don't know off the top of my head, and surely Google won't tell us. You can try, Broden. But I think you just have to accept picks, just like... at the end of the day, Doggies had to have pick 17 for Bailey Smith, and it happens all the time, right?
He's got 3 years left on his contract.
Then, they can play really hardball, and they'll probably get
3 future
picks.
Firsts.
Yep.
And everyone, Joe Amadi.
It's interesting because, if he wants out, they will play hardball, don't get me wrong, but they might settle for, a pick 5 and a future first potentially.
Here's my hot take to Carlton fans.
Yeah.
Will he get better from now, ever? Will he ever be better than he is now? He's 28, so he's probably in his prime.
Yeah.
Will he ever be better than now?
No.
So...
He'll be better at Sydney. He'll be really good at Sydney. But no, not for the Carlton.
So if Carlton's not ready to win a flag in the next 2 years, which I probably don't think they are now.
I think they should blow it up, is my thing.
What does blow it up mean?
I think if I was look at the profile of the midfield that's currently not working, you're losing one of the best ruckmen in the competition when he's bought in.
Yeah.
You're losing George Hewitt is on the older, slower side. Blake Acres, Sam Walsh, Paddy Cripps are all on the older, slower side. So I would be trying to fix that issue, which means making some big, bold choices. It doesn't mean you go fucking trade him or whatever, but I'm talking about it's time probably to make big, bold choices. Because if you're going to lose Curnow as well...
I really hope that they really do something bold in the off-season.
I
would
hope so
really
too.
love that.
Build
They
around
won't.
Jagger.
They won't.
I don't know.
AFL clubs don't do it.
No.
But they should.
Yeah.
There, just a little bit of NBA to it would be very valuable, I think.
Yeah, I think we always say this, and it's never going to happen. But what can you get for Cripps? What would Sydney give for Cripps? Or a team that has assets that are in a finals window. What would Gold Coast give for Cripps because we have assets, Maybe you get Sam Flanders back for Cripps, which would be fucking huge. Like, you know what I mean? Sam Flanders is not getting midfield minutes, has been a shadow of what he was last year. If you can come in and
You're working yourself into it, aren't you?
Yeah, like Cripps go for a flag and Sam Flanders, you'll get full-time midfield stuff alongside Jagger Smith for the next 10 years. I think you could get that done because one of them, I've been saying it for years, one of the Suns' gun midfielders who aren't getting midfield minutes is going to leave. It's either going to be Bailey Humphrey or Sam Flanders or Matt Rowell. One of them in the next 2 years is going to leave because they don't have the opportunities. It's too stacked. It happens over and over and over and over again. So if you could somehow do something for one of the older guys who aren't going to be in your next premiership, do it.
Hot take, I like it.
Let's see if anyone else goes this week. Cripps for Sam Flanders as a trade.
Give me a sting.
There's Saab, the man that lives in a garage.
We just got to shout out very quickly that Rum'un came along to the opening night of the Auntie Donna show.
Fun.
It was they are gigantic. I was very excited to meet them for the first time.
Yeah.
You've met them. It's the second time.
Yeah, me and Rum'un go way back now. We're mates.
It's such I maybe because I'm like a dog guy, but I felt I'm really emotionally connected to the devil, the Rum'un devil.
Yeah, I agree.
I think they're very cute and beautiful, and I really liked the devil. I really liked Rum'un.
Yeah, it's very cute and cool and unique, and it's big, but it's got tiny legs.
It's kind of normal sized legs.
Yeah, right. Yeah, but
relative to
the
giant head of a devil.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
But I loved Rum'un.
Yeah. While you're on Hobart, Broden, because we're in Hobart this weekend, I want you to tell all the audiences about your nerd thing that you did.
Okay, so I had a very special, unique moment. And to call it nerd is I think, unfair and unnecessary.
Well, I wouldn't bother, so...
So what happened was I was sitting in my hotel. I can say now we're staying at the Crown Plaza in Hobart.
Yeah.
Looking out at the beautiful Hobart Bay. And I see a boat start to come into dock. And I'm like, that looks a lot like the Spirit of Tassie.
Yeah, like what else could it be?
But that can't be right because the Spirit of Tassie, as we all know, goes from Melbourne to Davenport. No need for it to go all around the island straight down to Hobart.
No.
I look up, I go, what the hell? Do this research. I say, can the Spirit of Tassie be here? I zoom in. I'm like, holy shit, it is. I'll do some more information. It is the arrival of the brand new Spirit of Tassie, which is 4 years delayed and $1 billion over budget.
Wow.
One of them has finally arrived in Hobart and it's here for maintenance. So and this is not dorky, by the way, run to the docks of Hobart to see it arrive. And I know it's not dorky because there was about 200 to 300 other dorks there taking photos of it. And as soon as I got to the dock and looked at it, I went, why am I doing this? And I walked home.
I think it's dorkiness personified, man.
No, I disagree with that. Give me that sting.
That's what I'm talking about!
Pies D's, we were on stage opening night of our show, but I had the TV on backstage.
And you were yelling.
And I was yelling a lot. Look, D's are up by 14 in the last quarter, which just breaks my fucking heart, right? Because... but I, in a way that I'm kind of numb to, like with the Nasiah Wanganeen-Malera, we are just a team who have no capability of winning games when they're close.
Yeah.
And the huge part of that's coaching, and a huge part of that is leadership. But I just hope, because we are good enough, man. We beat Brisbane this year.
Yep.
We beat Fremantle this year. Mm-hmm. We came within a kick twice of Collingwood of beating them.
Yep.
We came close with you. No, you pumped us both times. GWS, we were a kicker, like all the 8 we fought with, but just that level stability and bad leadership really just cooked us.
Yeah,
and it's just
the list is good enough. I agree with you there.
But the other thing from this game is I'm my new favourite player in the whole wide world, aside from maybe Maeve Chaplin on the AFLW team.
Yeah.
Is Harvey Langford is the greatest player to ever play football.
Yeah.
He is so good. 26 disposals and a goal. He's 2 years old.
Yeah, I think we have a super draft on our hands.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, he's nowhere near the rising star, and he's been fantastic, Broden. Like, it's incredible, really.
Yeah, he's fantastic. Kate Mack on the round so far was very complimentary of, Jordan De Goey coming back.
Yeah, I saw those highlights as well. He did look incredible, which is so disappointing.
He's right back into
like we don't need that. Like fuck that.
But on the other side for Collingwood, which is a huge, I would say, and I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But bigger problem, like a worse problem than a positive of Jordan De Goey being good again, is how he's gone for 3 weeks.
Yep.
So that would take him to a prelim.
Yeah, he's very important. Their backlines looked all over the shop at times this year. So
that's a genuine worry. And their first round is probably going to be Adelaide.
Yeah, that's right.
At Adelaide Oval again.
Yeah.
Without Jeremy Howe, which they did a week ago and just lost, but huge.
Oh, they have it in them. They could be the surprise packet of the finals. We
100%.
just don't know.
They found form at the back end there, but they were nothing,
Yeah.
Gorn said at the end as well in some candid footage, he said, we're going to stop losing games. Next year, we're not losing games anymore.
Yeah.
And hopefully this is the kick up the arse. We've got to stop losing
I
these.
feel like it was on the round so far again, but it was just all those shots of you just kicking it to Collingwood. It's just like, why do you just do that? I don't understand.
It's life simple, isn't it?
Yeah, stop doing that.
Bounce that sting.
I'm angry, to be fair. And as a footy club, we've got to grow the fuck up.
Tom,
Fuck up.
what are your headlines
I'm
for the
angry.
week?
Well, Broden Kelly, I've got 4.
Okay, great.
Just like Tom earlier in the episode, they'll come for Bevo this week. Don't you worry.
I think there'll be dogs. I think I've already seen some from the Canes
have
of
you?
the world.
Okay.
Not particularly Bevo, but I think there's no easier a kill as far as media fodder than the doggies this week.
Absolutely.
Whoever ended 9th was going to cop it.
Yeah, 100%. If Freo did, it would be the same. If Suns do, they should. Absolutely, yeah.
But yeah, that they'll definitely be there. What else have you got?
I got Oscar Allen and TDK potentially leading the charge. A lot of goodbyes. It's that awards season
goodbye.
looking back.
You're so true. It's going to be goodbyes all week.
Yeah. A lot of retirements. Obviously, we've already celebrated Boak and stuff.
Boak.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of that sort of stuff going around, I think. And I wrote here, just as a little note, I was like, hopefully, because we're into the W season now, there's a lot of W headlines because there's no men's this weekend. So hopefully it's a week filled with a lot of W chatter.
Did you have more headlines?
I wrote down, just as a bonus one that, hey, it's Brownlow and award season, right? So we'll quickly shift to Brownlow now because that's next Monday, right?
Usually my hatred of Brownlow dissipates through the year. I'm still at full 10 out of 10 hatred from last year. I hate the Brownlow so much.
I'm so excited for it, but if it does another Crips, if Dacos has 45, which he just doesn't deserve, he can win it.
Yeah.
But if he has a 45 or something, I will be proper.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be disenfranchised with it. I'll be done with it.
Yes, there's some good headlines.
Did you do any? Riff some now.
I think it's going to be those things. It's going to be goodbyes. It's going to be attacking the doggies.
Yeah.
I think that
Brisbane Hawthorn,
good game. I think that'll be pretty much it. And they'll start to build up to the finals previews.
And a lot of trade speculation.
You're a Malacca. And what are your Malaccas and what did the people want to talk about?
So I thought while we're on the road, me and Broden are on the road for the next few months or so, I thought every week I'll just bring a couple of little irksome white privilege first world problem ones just for a little bit of fun. So I just think I'm fucking over elevators, mate.
Yeah.
Elevators get a Malacca.
Yeah, elevators, particularly busy elevators.
Yeah.
Are you a closed door presser?
No, but I need to be.
I do. I'm a big closed door presser.
There's just nothing worse than waiting for an elevator.
Yeah, I know.
I hate it.
Yeah.
And also showers that don't have screen doors on them.
Oh, I'm glad you brought this up. We stayed at a hotel in Tassie that was it's all trendy now to just have open showers that kind of you just walk into.
No.
What do they equal? Flooding.
Water everywhere. You can't put down a nice bath mat because it gets soaked.
Yeah, 100%.
So those two things get a Malacca. I'll bring one every week. Obviously, West Coast Eagles deserve a massive Malacca for having the worst percentage loss ratio of all time. The Suns are fucking no good. I wrote, this was an interesting one I wrote for Malacca, which goes in with my points from earlier in the episode, that Dogs finished with 137%, which is an insane percentage to not make the finals with. In fact, I think it's the highest percentage.
Is it?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, because it shows that they just beat up on teams but then just lost, you know? But also I think it is a year where, how many wins did they have? What's 56 divided by 4?
Oh, God. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, 40. 44, 48, 50. They 13 wins.
13 wins. So it's a bit rough to miss out on finals with 13 wins, I guess.
Yeah, but that might have got you in last year, I think.
Yeah, right.
Just.
Did you see Jai Cully fall on his face? That looked like
that would look
lot.
awful.
Yeah.
He's a gun, though. I'm so wrapped we've got him.
Yeah. So that's the Malakas.
Hell yeah. And give me some Suvas, Tom.
Great. Yeah, so I mentioned earlier, but the Freo fans are stoked. I didn't get many Malakas suggestions on the hotline today, but I tell you what, the Freo fans were up and about.
They're up, and they should be. Fair and right.
Yeah. Unhinged Ken Hinkley, I love it.
Yep.
The Jazzy Garner, 31-6, but also the Riddell, 41, incredible.
Very good.
Oh, I wanted to check really quickly who won our tipping as part of the Supers of the Week.
Well done, Tom, yes.
I also had Chloe Malloy's 7-3 and Cooper Trembuff as well, but let's have a look at the tipping, because before this last game, there was equal four people equal at the top of our tipping.
Well, the footy with Broden Kelly had how many people? 1,600 people doing it.
Yeah.
I ranked 1,004th. What did you? Oh, you were quite close to no.
1,100.
So I beat you.
Yeah, you beat me.
The winner of the tipping.
Equal 5.
There's an equal 5, but then on points, on margin, there's a thing. Should we go Should we go through 5, the top 5?
Well, yeah, but let's do it.
Jez's cow came in 5th.
I like that. That's a good name.
Sectum Sempra.
That's a Harry Potter spell.
Gillen McCrosby.
Yep.
Beef Tips was second. And then number 1 was Skyvo.
Well done,
Lana.
Skyvo. Well done.
But I feel like, did Lana win last year?
No.
Impossible, wouldn't it?
No, I feel like you're right. It was like someone with a name like that one, but I don't think it was Lana, was it?
That would be incredible. But that's huge. You were first in 1,600, Lana, or Skyvo, so congratulations.
Should we read out who came last just really quickly? Because that's very difficult as well. So Fraser Gehrig got 54 tips, which is an average of 2.2.
Fraser Gehrig is in the St Kilda player.
Yeah.
I doubt it's really Fraser Gehrig, though. It's probably someone using a pseudonym.
Someone who came third last was called Broden Kelly, so I think they were trying to come last,
Maybe
perhaps.
a little bad. I hate tipping. I think it's bad.
No, it just gives us good structure for Wednesdays.
No, I agree. It gives the office structure, you know. Good job to everyone.
Yeah.
Well, what a wonderful episode, everyone. Thank you so much for doing it. Yeah, we're going to be around this week. We've got some very cool chats coming up this month. This Hawks game is still going on. We're going into the third quarter. By golly, I hope Brisbane just wins so we don't look crazy. But we'll see you soon, everyone. Have a great one. Bounce that field.